Hi, my name is Gabriela and I'm the communication lead here at 11-Bit Studios. I'm back for the second part of our Frostpunk 2 guide, where we will explore advanced strategies to help your city not fall. You will learn about faction affinities and the further development of your city's generator. We will also dive deeper into the advanced aspects of Frostland exploration and district building. So, shall we? You might have already noticed that as your city grows, its citizens start to form factions. All these groups want to influence the direction in which the city is heading, but what sets them apart is their manifest. It consists of affinities that symbolize values the faction holds dear and is willing to fight for. These affinities are also quite important for your gameplay, and I will soon explain why. Factions that populate your city hold immense power not only because their delegates hold chairs in the council hall. They are also attached to the projects you push forward in the research institute. This means factions' affinities can have a very practical influence on the progress of your city. Let's take a closer look at these traits. The progress affinity focuses on the industrial might of your city at the expense of your citizens' living conditions. That's why its owners will propose projects that decrease the workforce demand and increase the efficiency of the industrial buildings. On the downside, putting forward these projects will probably mean that the squalor in the city will rise. Factions with adaptation affinity embrace the changes that come with fighting for survival, focusing on projects that reduce the city's heat and material demands. They also improve the efficiency of buildings that transform resources. However, choosing this path may negatively impact the health of your citizens. Factions that embrace the merit affinity prioritize the achievements of the group or the individual when it comes to sharing the city's prosperity. Projects associated with this path increase the city's efficiency bonuses and empower laws that favor the wealthier classes. Naturally, this approach breeds discontent among the city's poorer and less fortunate citizens. Equality, in contrast, emphasizes equal rights for every member of society. Laws and projects promoted by factions that embrace it ensure that everyone receives equal pay and is protected under the law. While these measures can build trust among the citizens, they also reduce factories' efficiency. If you seek an affinity that supports crime reduction and population growth, tradition may be perfect. Traditionalist lawmakers emphasize order and family support, which fosters stability, although it often comes at the cost of individual freedoms. Over time, this can lead to discontent among supporters of more liberal factions. With the old world gone, factions that embody reason focus intensely on the future. Their laws and projects accelerate research and experimentation, speeding up these processes significantly. However, this path comes with a human cost that may become unsustainable, potentially burdening both the city and, well, you, the steward. Each affinity comes with a radical solution that becomes available once a faction pushed the city enough into one direction. Radical solutions, such as lunatic asylum or opioids manufactory, can help you solve many of your city's problems, but, you guessed it, also come at a great cost. Their implementation might provoke other factions to protest and take to the streets, so tread carefully. Your society is not the only thing that progresses throughout the game. The generator, which is the centerpiece of the city in Frostpunk 2, changes as well. Over time, you will need to decide in which direction its development will take place: progress or adaptation. Each of these two paths has 3 levels of advancement and features distinct visual designs, so make your choice as soon as possible and commit to it. If you choose to develop your generator along the progress path, you will soon reap additional benefits. This path specializes in oil efficiency and exclusive usage. Yet at the same time, you will have to sacrifice its flexibility. With time, such generators will advance further, enabling even greater oil-burning efficiency. The adaptation generator is pretty much the complete opposite, focusing on flexibility at the cost of efficiency. As you continue to advance adaptation generators, they can provide a passive heat boost to one of three areas: food, housing, or extraction and industrial districts. If you've played Frostpunk 2, you already know that managing the factions within your city plays a crucial role in the game. Maintaining good relations with these influential groups is essential for keeping the streets of your city safe and peaceful. That's why monitoring the laws each faction prefers and supporting them when necessary can be very helpful. Although, if there is a law that you want to sign anyway, simply grant the selected faction's agenda inside the council hall instead of signing it yourself. This will significantly increase your standing with one faction, though it will also decrease it with others. Navigating factional dynamics in your city is a tricky art that you will master through trial and error. They say that words come cheap, yet that's not necessarily a bad strategy in Frostpunk 2. Often, you can chain faction promises with council negotiations, giving you the chance to earn one group's support in exchange for small legislative favors. Also, if a faction lacks a majority in the council, you can grant them an agenda without worrying about them fighting over a law. This lets you earn their support at little cost. Just be careful not to be overconfident. Sometimes, a shared law preference can help you gain the support of factions that usually don't get along. Apart from preferred laws, factions also have so-called community actions and passive boosts that you should definitely keep in mind. These do not come cheap. None of the mentioned community actions can be used if you, as the Steward, don't have at least favorable relations with the chosen faction. To use passive boosts, your relations must be on a devoted level, which is really hard to achieve. Beyond law support in the council, factions and communities can also be good sources of heat stamps. The amount of currency they provide is dependent on their size. However, greed doesn't always pay off, as each time you raise or demand funds, your relations with that faction will suffer. On the other hand, heat stamps can also be a great way to build relations through the fund project's action. One powerful way to get on a faction's good side is simply to promote them. Doing so will also increase their size, enhancing their influence on trust and making it easier to pass laws they favor. You can also condemn a faction that already hates you to reduce their size, diminishing their impact on overall trust. While exploring the Frostland, keep an eye out for drawings, which indicate potential resources or signs of life in unexplored territories. In the Utopia Builder mode, on the other hand, small arrows may appear after you explore some sites, pointing you in the direction of potential colonies. Rather surprisingly, there are also some inhabited settlements spread across the Frostland. They can be very useful if you manage to convince them to cooperate with you. You can make that happen usually through completing favors to gain their trust. As you explore new areas of the Frostland, you will also discover the so-called harvesting areas, which are quite different from regular outposts. These don't require trail connections, so you can gather food instantly, provided you have enough Frostland teams. Building harvester hangars would be a good idea, as they will increase the efficiency of stripping harvesting areas from valuable goods. Last but not least, here is some advice on the fundamentals of Frostpunk 2, constructing buildings and districts within your city. Hubs are invaluable. Use them extensively and connect them with area effects. Even basic hubs can make a big difference if used well. Area effects can be very beneficial for city expansion, so try to cover at least 2 districts with each effect. Stockpiling is crucial for surviving whiteouts and temporary supply issues without extensive losses. Remember to build additional stockpile hubs whenever the existing ones are full. Those also serve as hubs, so a decreased workforce in the neighboring district can be an additional bonus here. In the long run, expanding is better than building another district. Expansion not only boosts a district's efficiency, but also adds a building slot. It's better to have one district with 2 advanced buildings than to have many districts at a basic level. It's a triple win. Efficiency is higher, the demand is lower, and less space is used. You might have already noticed while playing Frostpunk 2 that some buildings provide emergency abilities. Rapid filtration, preliminary triage, random searches, or excessive fertilization will help you deal with many problems inside the city. Use these abilities wisely though, as each comes with drawbacks. To survive the harshest conditions, you will need to manage the workforce on a daily basis. Keep an eye on statistics and adjust the workforce in districts to keep them below notable. If workforce shortages arise, reduce or deactivate staffing in non-essential districts, like logistics during whiteouts or production when you have enough prefabs. Finally, advanced buildings are crucial on higher difficulty levels or in situations where high resource output is needed with limited workforce. You won't be able to research them all early in the game, so choose your industry investments carefully. They can have far-reaching effects. So, as always in Frostpunk 2, plan wisely. That's all for today, folks. Thank you for staying with me through this advanced guide. I really hope it will help you become even better stewards in Frostpunk 2. Good luck, and see you in New London!